when you make a cat, it has wasted us all. Somebody comes to Nigeria and said he has experience of 8 years, experience of 10 years, 20 years, and then what does he have to show for it? And the country is draining, going down every day. Our youth are leaving every day. They are populating the other side of the world. But they have to leave. What is the difference between APC and PDP? The APC people are PDP people, the PDP people are APC people. You know, and then you deal with APC, which is the most difficult thing to deal with, a shameless group of people. When you deal with a shameless group of people, you are in big trouble. Because when they are naked, they tell you it's fashion. They don't take responsibility at all. For 7 years, it looks like PDP is still running. 7.5 years, it looks like PDP is running. If there's economic depression, PDP caused it. If the railways are not working, we are trying to reset what PDP caused. If there's unemployment, PDP caused it. So you have leadership that doesn't take responsibility for anything. Then, after almost running to 8 years, they tell you they need to recap. Some people were predicting that someone knows that he can't win an election. Do you remember that? An administrator, a governor said someone cannot win an election, that the person who is running knows it too. He's a prophet now. He's prophesizing to us that someone can win an election, and the person who can win an election knows it, but he's running. A professor, a prophet. And he's insulting us that we have to continue as we are. We don't need to change. And he tells you that they don't have structure, but human beings are structure. You see, it's like telling God to do his business. I think we should do our business and don't allow God do God's business for him. God's business is different. It's not man-made. You see, when you look at the state of the nation from the economic aspect, a country that is blessed, you know, and then you start wondering if the problem is in us, that there's something wrong with us as human beings, that we cannot be able to organize this nation to prosperity. My principal said, production. From consumption to production. Then I said, hard work. And then, as an economics, savings is investment. S is equal to I. When you save money, you are investing. And if you save money, you're a criminal in Nigeria. You have to spend it all. Let's look at FCT, for instance. It's an interesting place. Let me come down to FCT. FCT is a place that there are two categories of people. The workers who generate revenue and the people who spend the revenue uselessly. It's very interesting. Then you say, who are the categories of people that generate revenue? The traders, the market people, the private sector, the people who own estate, who own hotels. They are generators of the revenue, you know. Remove them. There will no, what do they call it? IGI or what?
IGI, yeah.
You can get it. But are they represented?
No.
They are not.
They are not.
Administration without representation.
That's it.
Yeah. You generate revenue. You are not part of the decision on how the revenue will be spent. It's slavery to me. Look at it. 80% of the people who generate revenue are traders. And my principal is a trader. So he knows how to generate revenue. That's what it is. And for FCT, we don't do party. We all principal agree that my principal is the man. And they are going to be discriminatory voting. People are going to make choices this time. Nobody is going to hoodwink them. We are going to go out there and fight for a change. That is why you get the Southeast, the Middle Belt, the South South, and the Southwest. To be one body. Dr. Mansour is going to come and join us, and then we'll be able to entertain your questions. Ask anything you can ask. The one I cannot respond to, my colleagues will respond to it. We want to send this signal today that is the beginning of us to make choices. The choices we are going to make is the choices of out of consumption to production. Thank you so much. I will await your questions. Okay. Yeah. It is our president. It is our president. And I will start by being a prophet too, because a politician is a prophet too. By the grace of God, he's going to win, and he's going to win with the people's vote. I will do an analysis for you. If you are a conventional politician and you analyze, you will say he won't win because of the spread factor. You will say he won't win, but it's not you driving it. God drives. Remember this country. God is driving it. PDP will have one crisis from one to another. I'm predicting before I hit the real question. And PDP solves one problem, another one will come up. Could you imagine that it's impossible to resolve their problem? It's problem after another. APC is a leaking water. The plumber will have problem trying to seal it. It's one after another. The people that are driving this force is the youths and the aging. And they have motion. Look at PDP problems. There's going to be discriminatory voting. People are going to make choices. There's not going to be any bandwagon effect in this election. People are going to make choices. And they will determine who they want to rule them or lead them. Nobody's going to convince anybody otherwise. In fact, a stage comes when even you want to say you have APC, you will say PDP in confusion. It's the people that is driving Obi. It's not even the party that is driving him. They love him. People want a change. They are tired of this. There's nothing to sell to people anymore. It's not tribe. It's not religion. It's the belief that we have to move ahead. Anybody who sits here won't tell me that a nation like us, for almost 65 years, we cannot stabilize our oil subsector. We are importing. We are stealing our oil. We don't even have enough. And you call it resetting. Resetting. Do you see his response? I will stand on his response. It's my elder, it's my brother. You're a professor. Make it better. You're a professor. Make it better. I have my problem with professors anyway. They are lecturers. They lecture. Administration is different. So, about production and resetting, we are the most wasteful group of people. Do you know how much political aides and politicians get as salary? If you wake up this morning and you start by yourself, the president starts by himself, and slides his own 50%, and slide allowances 50%, that is a lean government, and slide the governors 50%, and slide the area council chairman 50%, what a lot of revenue. And then you wake up the next day, as you slice it, you remove the oil subsidy. The people won't demonstrate. The sacrifice you make is loving this country. Thank you.
Okay.
One, I didn't finish before you were raising up your hand. You see, when you are going to plot for success, you watch what is happening in the other side. That is research. And you see what is happening. If you do an analysis and you stretch it out, and you're a conventional politician, you won't give Labour a chance. You won't give P2P a chance. You will conclude, like most people are concluding, that is dead on arrival. And some of our people will predict failure for him. That is good. But if you take an analysis, for instance, I won't go deep into it, then you say, who are the people driving these forces? It's not conventional politicians. It's the youth. It's the youth. The concentration is on the youth. It's not on conventional politicians. And they're driving it, making sacrifices. And then you ask yourself a question, what do you do to the youths? They are restless. You have to put them in what I call basket to yield result. Any person who is driving a political trend knows that the power is in the polling units. That's where the strength is. It's not in social media, but you have to put them in the basket. And I said again, if you take conventional norms, you will assume that labor is gone. And you're assuming that at your own prayer. Yeah. So, if you put those things in the strategic point and do an analysis between the zones and the way people will respond and taking back our country, the motivation is APC and PDP are the same 10 and 10 pence. There's no difference. People stay 1 hour here, move 1 hour there. If you want to repeat them, go ahead and repeat them, and you'll get the same sour grape. If you ask me personally, I will tell you that I want to waste my vote. Let me throw it out. In wasting it, it becomes productive. You check the voting age, the youths are more, 75 or 78%. That's our target. And they're in the polling units. Yeah. Fixing Nigeria. You know, if you give me $1 million a month to be the president of Nigeria, I won't take it. It's a pride of place for somebody who makes sacrifice and believe that they can fix it. And look at his foundation. It's coming from cleanliness. We should encourage it. Because you have to reset the mind of the Nigerian citizen to even think like Nigerians now. We're not thinking like Nigerians. We have already given up. And you want it to continue. And whether you like it or not, the power is in your PVC. You cast the vote, will it work? It will work. It's not only for the principal to say that he's going to come and do magic. What choices do we have? I said sitting on the fence doesn't come at all. Demarket him as much as you can. Demarket him. But look at the people that are coming throwing support everywhere. It's the use time. This is not the typewriter era. This is the internet era. They have the energy. They have the brain. We should give them a chance to run this country. If somebody stands up here and tells me the main difference between APC and PDP, I will vote for them. But what is the main difference between PDP and APC? It's the same. A country that is gifted with resources, but with bundles of bad leadership. We can't continue like this. Thank you. Sometimes you have to explain in detail. Sometimes you have to be very direct. You see, the presidential primaries have come and gone, and the presidents have emerged. And it's a matter of morality and justice. Whether you like it or not, we're a country that is static. And if you are static, you have to make accommodations. Any decision you take that reflects the composition of any group of people, you get an effective decision, because every person will be part of it. One particular ethnic group takes a decision, it's become lopsided. So I'm a supporter of Southeast presidential candidate. I'm not going to deny that, because it's morality and justice. Because he's the zone left out to participate. I will vote for him and I will campaign for him. I will campaign for P2B. There's no two ways about it.
I'm sorry, my question is not about you and
Right.
the forum.
Okay, the forum. The forum is doing the same thing.
Yeah.
There's no hesitation about it. No matter the quantity, no matter the quantum, the forum has decided on it. We're going to go out and work for him as our group. There's no choice about that. Now, about the PVC. You know, I don't know how, we're very skeptical sometimes. We believe that because we are used to the worst happening to us. So it's difficult for us to believe that a new thing will happen. It's difficult for us to build confidence too, that that new thing will happen. They will collect their PVCs. If they have the energy to come out and leave everything up to go and register, they have the same energy. We'll keep the momentum going. They will go collect their PVC. That's the next rate we are going to be on. So I'm not worried about that. There are going to be some left outs. There's no two ways about it. I cannot get 100%. But people will go collect their PVCs. And we're talking about new registrants. There's the old registrants too. They are human beings. So we'll do as much as we can. This is Southeast, Middle Belt, and South-South, and Southwest. Any person from Middle Belt, from Southeast, from South-South that is a candidate is free to be here. How are you going to restrict people from campaigning? And then we'll make a decision when the time comes. There's still time to come about. So that decision I will not make. It's not my decision. It will be a decision of the group. And when we decide, we'll go all out to work for him. I think that's answered. Yeah, he said it. I took that. FCT. Yeah, that's what I said. That's what I said. Come here, Bonzo. Bonzo, sit down. I said that any person, any candidate, we have Honorable Chinedu contesting for Labour, isn't it? We have
Joy.
okay, Joy contesting for Labour. Those from the South. If you have your base supporting you, wouldn't you go and canvass for them? Wouldn't you go ask them for vote? Would they drive you away? But if the other guy is a better candidate, you accept him. So he's free. There's no need distinguishing or discriminating between one candidate or the other. Now, let me say this. If the PDP, APC, the other one, Kwankwanso Party, comes and says that he's going to vote for Obi, I will welcome them. I don't care where they come from. We need all votes in the basket. It's logistics. You have to move around. You have to go from one place to the other. You have to mobilize people. You have to pay the agents. These are legitimate things. But if you are conservative and productive, you can conserve it. Do you know, is there 100 million to run a senatorial candidate here? If somebody hires me, I can run it for 45 million. You see? Economically. Effectively. Because you spend it where it's needed and you use effective people. The same thing applies to the presidential candidate. The money will be there, but what are you throwing it around for? It's to mobilize the people. And we have something going on for us. The love for the youths, making sacrifice. It's money too. It's logistics because they tax themselves to do it. It's something we can use effectively. So there will be money available. So it depends on when it's time we use it. Then the other one, which was, what was it about? Manifesto. Why do people want a document that somebody else recommended for somebody else to present for you and read out? And then when he gets into power, you ask him. He said he doesn't remember. He denies it, like 1 naira to $1, like employment of people every month. That's manifesto now. That's a written document. And sometimes you don't digest it. You don't even know what the manifesto is saying. And hold him responsible. This is a guy who comes and talks to you and says, verify. He says, verify, investigate, research. Why don't you be patient? 100 days is not too long. Let him verify his document and bring it out. He goes through all the details so that he can own up to it, so that they can take responsibility for the action. I'm waiting. I'm not in a hurry to get it. If we get it a month to the election and it's effective, is it not better than to write a whole document that you don't even remember? It won't protect us now. Let's stop rushing him. Give him time. He wants to verify everything. So when he brings it out, you own up to it. He says, verify. Just let's be patient. It will come. It's nothing to hold him responsible for. Okay, hurriedly, I saw the Kwankwanso document. It's a beautiful written document. But is it realistic? They ask, what is the resources to implement them? I gave you one logical thing we can save money, lean government. A capital project that is running below 5%, and the recurrent that is running to 90-something%. How can you develop? It's not there.
The last question from NTA.